You know, we all think of Muhammad Ali and his famous rhymes, but what if they were more than just, some clever trash talk? What if his poetry was his secret weapon? A way he literally programmed his own victories before he ever even stepped into the ring. Let's really get into what we're calling the poet's gambit.
Okay, so this is the one everybody knows, right? Probably the most famous line in all of sports history. But here's the thing. It wasn't just a catchy phrase. It was so much more. It was a mission statement, a blueprint for the fight. You see, Ali wasn't just telling us how he fought. He was embedding that style, that command, deep into his own nervous system. He was commanding himself how to fight.
And that's the key, right? Ali was never just a fighter. He was this lightning rod for attention, for controversy, a massive cultural icon. He was a poet, a prophet, a provocateur, all of it. He just got it. He understood that the battle inside your head was just as real, maybe even more important than the battle inside the ring. And he used his words to literally shape the world around him.
I mean, listen to this. I done wrestled with an alligator, tussled with a whale, hospitalized a brick. This is pure myth-making. He was building this larger-than-life persona, this idea that he was so powerful, so invincible, that he could literally injure a stone. You have to understand, his opponents were half-beaten before the first bell even rang. He was creating this aura, this vibe of a man who just didn't play by the normal rules of reality.
So this gets us to the big question, doesn't it? Was this all just really, really good trash talk? I mean, was he just the best to ever do it? Or was there something far more powerful going on here? Was he tapping into some deeper, more fundamental force? All the evidence? It points to something way more deliberate, something way more powerful.
All right, let's look at the receipts, the proof. Back in 1962, he's about to fight the veteran Archie Moore. And Ali, he writes this poem right on a chalkboard, and it ends with the line, "'Cause you'll all go home after round 4. So what happens? You guessed it, Ali knocks Moore out right in the 4th round. Fast forward to 74. He's up against the terrifying, the invincible George Foreman. Seriously, almost nobody thought Ali stood a chance. But Ali predicted he'd win. And in the 8th round, he does the impossible. See, this isn't just a lucky guess. This is a pattern.
And this is the whole point. He wasn't just predicting the future. He wasn't some kind of fortune teller. No, he was writing the future. With his words, with his belief, with this incredible, unshakable conviction. He was scripting his own reality. He was the author. It was his story to write.
Okay, so what was he really doing? If he was writing the future, what was the ink? What was the secret sauce? How did he actually do it? Well, it turns out there's a framework, a concept, that kind of perfectly explains his entire method.
So, this framework, it's called psychoharmonics. It sounds a little complex, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's the practice of harmonizing your inner world, your psyche, with the reality you want to create on the outside, and you do it using rhythmic, emotional expression. Sound familiar? That's exactly what Ali's poetry was. He was, in a sense, tuning his entire being to the frequency of victory.
So let's break this down. The core idea here is that your mind emits vibrations like frequencies. And when your thoughts and your emotions get into harmony, when they align, they start to create your reality. The real key, though, is your subconscious mind. See, it doesn't argue, it doesn't debate. It just accepts whatever you give it, especially if you give it with strong feeling. So by repeating something over and over, with real emotion, like, say, chanting a poem, you can literally tune your mind to the outcome you want.
And this quote, man, this says it all. I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. He understood this on a gut level. He didn't wait for a championship belt to tell him he was the greatest. He didn't wait for anyone's permission. He decided it first. He planted that seed in his mind, and then he spoke it, he rhymed it, he lived it, until reality just had to catch up. He was living in what you might call the feeling place of victory. Think about that. He wasn't hoping to win. He was living from the emotional state of already having won. So all that confidence, that swagger, those poems, that wasn't an act he was putting on to get to victory. No, that was just the natural result of a guy who, in his own mind, was already the champ.
And this isn't some old, dusty technique that only worked for Ali. We can draw a direct line to today. Look at this comparison. On one side, you got Ali's prophecy, right? A public declaration of a reality that's already true in his mind. And on the other, you got this idea of a victory song, an anthem you sing from the emotional state of having already won. It's the same principle. Both are about creating an anthem, a vibration, from that feeling of success to harmonize yourself with that success.
And it's not just a theory. People are doing this right now. Take a look at modern athletes like USC's Ilya Topuria. The guy was celebrating his championship win. I'm talking singing, dancing, the whole 9 yards, long before the fight was even signed. He wasn't just hoping, he was harmonizing. He was living in that exact same feeling place of victory, just like Ali.
So you're probably thinking, okay, great for them, but how do I do this? Well, here's a super simple mental tuning session you can try. Step 1, just quiet the noise. Take a few deep breaths, calm your mind down. Step 2, set your frequency. Focus on one single goal, one word, one image, something like victory or champion. And step 3, harmonize. You got to bring that concept to life with real emotion. Vibrate with it, sing it, chant it, whatever works for you. But the most important part is to feel it. Feel it like it's already happened.
And really, when you boil it all down, it comes back to this amazing piece of wisdom from Ali himself. The man who has no imagination has no wings. Your imagination, it's not for daydreaming. It's your engine for creation. It's the tool you use to literally build the reality you want to live in. Without it, you're stuck. But with it, you can fly.
Look, Muhammad Ali used his voice, his poetry, to become a legend. He was literally singing his victories into existence before a single punch was thrown. So I guess the only question left to ask is for you. What victory are you going to sing into existence?